Imagine a collective unit of 45 million minds connected through wire throughout the world in one system. That is what you get on the internet. It's quite impressive. My mind, however, is even more powerful than that. Oh, don't misconstrue that as boasting. It's not necessarily a blessing. Sometimes it can be a curse. It's not easy being me. No, it's not. But if you'd like to discover what a mind like this can sometimes come up with, which I often wonder myself, see me in a land called Alaska, coming on a PC near you.
Reporting live from Ketchikan, Alaska, with the latest news on the disappearance of Coco Wells, the young Inuit that made international news with her allegations of rampant discrimination.
You've experienced discrimination firsthand?
He flat out told me that opera wasn't for Eskimos.
Her plight not only caught the attention of President Clinton, but also the ACLU, which has decided to act on her legal behalf. Coco was last seen with her boyfriend Jerry Thomas, son of fishing magnate Curtis Thomas, late yesterday evening. Harold Wells, Coco's father, became alarmed after he discovered she hadn't returned home. We understand that Coco's boyfriend is reported to have left her at her house, but as of yet there are no witnesses to verify his account. No charges have been filed at this time. If anyone has any information regarding the whereabouts of Coco Wells, please call the sheriff's station at 555-4900. A $10,000 reward has been offered from an unidentified party if the information results in locating Coco. Reporting live from Ketchikan, Alaska, this is Hubie Spice Mountain.
So, Coco, I just want you to know that I care about you. I admire you. For goodness sakes, I love you. I want you to come home.
There's this girl, and I am desperately in love, but she has turned up missing, and I can't find her. If you'd like to help me try and locate her, come to Alaska at maxgquest.com.
I had a dream. I wanted to be an opera singer, but that dream got squashed like a June bug. Oh, I can sing rather well, but I was told I'd never be cast in an Italian opera since I was half Inuit.
You know, being on the road gives me the chance to not only see the country, but to hear a lot of music and to meet a lot of women. You know, one thing about these women I meet, they all want to hang on the coattails of a media personality, which is myself, in case you didn't know. I guess it's all right for everyone to have their 15 minutes of fame, but if my being one of the greatest newsmen to originate from the bountiful state of Alaska helps me meet women, what, do you think I'm not going to use it to my advantage? Come on. Do you have any information that might lead the police to Coco Wells?
Coco? So you want to know where she is, huh? I know where she is. I saw her yesterday by Tatler's Beach with Iambic. Yep, 100%, absolutely no question about it. Oh, she was with Jerry Thomas. I know that pimply rich boy face anywhere. Little Oedipus Rex. You gotta watch out for those kinds. Oh, it was probably Chunk. It was... No.
Coco and I have so much in common. We are soulmates, kindred spirits, and are both wanted. I'm supposed to be doing time, but sadly, she is missing. Our mugshots are side by side on the post office wall, but her picture's bigger than mine. My heart just begins to flutter at the mere thought of us being next to each other in some space and time, even if that space is only a wall. It's disconcerting to see one's picture on a post office wall when you just went in to buy a book of stamps. More disconcerting is receiving a phone call from your mother wanting to know why she just saw her son on America's Fugitives. My philosophy at one time was I could fix anything with Selma's goo and a staple gun. But in my time of need, Selma let me down. So I moved to Alaska.
When I die, I want to be sealed in plasticware. Fresh, crisp, and moist. You know, God made plasticware to keep rotting fruits from stinking up your refrigerator. If one cannot determine the contents of the container from external observation, plasticware's recommendation is to simply throw it away and replace it. It is so economical that you can afford to do that.
Times I feel it is necessary to purge my soul on the contaminants of society. This can best be accomplished while one is nude, in the woods, banging on a drum. My tribal communing with nature is something only a man could understand. Women just don't understand a man's internal desire to be at one with the elements. A man's natural instinct is that of a hunter and a provider. That's what Alaska is all about.
Welcome to the one and only Sassy, Sizzle, and Style Show with your very own Montana Stone.
Hello. Oh, stop when you're finished. Today we'll be making a fabulous German sweet chocolate pie. But before we begin, on a personal note, I'd like to tell my very dear friend Coco that I want you to be safe, and this dish is for you. But I'm being told we have a call, so let's take it. Action.
Hi, this is Billy. And if you want to know what happened to Coco, you just need to ask Jerry Thomas.
It's time for a break, so get your ingredients ready, and we'll be right back.
You can take the ice, the Eskimos, the 22 hours of night a day during the winter, and you can even take the fish tent. But the mating calls of the moose, you just cannot escape the noise. It's absolutely the worst thing I've ever heard. I've tried earplugs, headphones, earmuffs, gauze, sticky chew. Nothing works. You just have to wait until they do their business, and then blissful silence is restored.
Log on tonight, any night from around the world for fashion, fun, and fandango with your favorite internet chef, Montana Stone, on Sassy, Sizzle, and Style, where you can see a lot of me 24 hours a day on maxgquest.com. I dish, and you, my dear questers, savor my dishes.
Want to be a quester? Have you ever been on a Max G quest in the virtual wilderness on the internet? Alaska. If you think you're ready for a challenge, my friend, maxgquest.com.
We on? No? All right, yeah, sure, it's just catch a cat. I mean, Brokaw competes with Jennings. Jennings competes with Rather. But here, I am the news. All right, take when Harold found Coco missing. I brought that to the community. Of course she's not missing. I'm sure she just went out on a romp or something. Look, I hope she's okay. I mean, you know, a girl out alone in the wild. She's tough. Very tough. But in her condition, I don't know, who knows? Hey, I never took advantage of her. I mean, our brief, I guess, encounter was more like a bullfight than a romance. I mean, I liked her, sure. I mean, you know, you don't just do it to do it. You gotta like the girl.
Do you have any information on the whereabouts of Coco Wells?
Oh, Coco. When I hear that name, I think of that beautiful voice she has. You know she sings opera. Her voice just blossoms like one of those enormous onions they fry whole at that Australian restaurant. You really should try it. You know, that reminds me, I've been trying to get Coco to audition for The Mikado, that delightful Gilbert and Sullivan operetto. Oh, she'd just be perfect in that delicious aria. Well, I just don't have the voice. You know, she's been on my cooking show. You have seen my cooking show. Oh, sometimes we devote an entire show to... What was the question? Oh, Coco. Well, it's unfortunate she's missing, isn't it?
When was the last time you saw Coco Wells?
It was me she went with, me and my fishing annex. I showed her my taxidermy collection. She started to look a little pale. I think it may have done her in. My great aunt always said you can tell what a woman's like by the fish they catch. Coco caught a rubber duck, but Epic, she caught a shark. Coco's fish envy might have caused her to run. But you want to know where I was, right? Well, you could probably say I was down by the river, banging on my drum. See, I communicate with fish. It's my hobby. Yeah, it's down by the river. That's it. Down by the river, beating on my drum. What was that again?
You were the last person to see Coco Wells. What happened to her?
I am hopelessly in love with Coco, and I can't figure out where she went off to. I wish she would have taken me with her, then I wouldn't have to worry about my father anymore. He's always yelling at me and telling me what to do. I mean, I know he thinks I don't know anything, but can you blame me for not wanting to go into the family fish business? I don't even like fish. I think it stinks up your hair, your clothes, your skin. I'd take a pizza any day, just hold the anchovies.
It's a constant source of amazement to me how a senior thesis can instigate an FBI manhunt overnight. Believe it or not, my move to Alaska was precipitated by a dissertation on manure. Somehow it fell into the wrong hands, and now I find myself a fugitive from justice.
I know I'm not going to win Citizen of the Year anytime during this millennium. But I find people are lax when it comes to standing up for what they believe in. This lackadaisical attitude has forced me to enlist the aid of Tree Troop, among others. Our latest endeavor was a fight for the rights of the spotted field gnat. Heavy publicity assured us there would be no spray in Ketchikan.
Have you seen Coco Wells?
Oh, Coco is a lovely girl in an unusual way. What attracts me to her most is the color of her irises. They have a sort of azure blue kind of color to them that pulls me right in. My gaze is led upwards towards her, and nut brown follicles, if you will, which are rather attractive as well. A man of my observing qualities would pay attention to that, admiring the cascade of her epidermis that flows like a river over her metacarpals and her metatarsals, and ends with her smile. Perhaps the finest molars ever created by God, I think. She gets me in a state. I love her.
I assume that you're going to ask me about the little spat with Coco and the government funding for the arts thing. You know, the one on Good Morning Ketchikan. I just gave her a little bump on the arm, and she proceeds to pummel my stomach and then hits me in the face, which knocks me out of my seat, all on live TV. And if that's not enough, Roger announces that infamous line, "The epic is over." I'm the one they arrest.
And do you remember what you said at the time?
I said I was going to kill her someday, but of course it's not in the Constitution to entertain evil or in my nature to promote violence. But I wish her well.
I love sports. Sports and girls are about my only interests. I trained and beat the record for fastest time to swim around the island of Ketchikan. 2 hours, 49 minutes, and 18 seconds. My dad didn't say a word about it. No congratulations, nothing. My mom, in the middle of trying out a new recipe, said, "That's nice, Jerry." She didn't even look up.
All right, you're standing in the middle of the stream with your waders on, and the water is so cold. Your hair is standing up on end, right? Your goose pimples have goose pimples, and your teeth are rattling. But then, your rod bends, and that is the moment you know you are a fisherman, and that line rips downstream, and the adrenaline kicks in, and you start jerking the rod and cranking the reel, and then you see it, and it is the prettiest trout ever. And the sun is just starting to rise, and instantly you realize it's the big one. Now that is the poetry of the great Northwest. And what the hell else is life for?
Nice to see you're taking an interest in the outpost. Gold is what interests you? I just so happen to have a few maps that will lead you to the stuff, if you're lucky. And they can be yours for an even $20. What's $20 when you're looking at striking gold and becoming rich? You know there's gold in our hills. I'm certain of it. Oh, don't forget to take your mining pan.
By now you probably already know how I got here, or what I do. I'm supposed to help you out if you get into trouble, but you do have to ask me nicely. Hey, I can't make it too easy for you now, can I?
Hi, I'm Montana Stone. Perhaps you've seen my show, Sassy, Sizzle, and Style with Montana Stone. If you haven't, please join me at a website on a PC near you. We like to show you les cuisines du monde. That means the cuisines of the world. Mon Dieu. We like to do things like fashion shows and flambés from Bangkok to Beaumont, Texas. We've got it all, so visit me on your PC. It all takes place in Alaska, so join me on the web at maxgquest.com.
Sure, I am perky and cute. Most people say that I am bubbling over with the effervescence of life. Oh, I wasn't always this way. I wore a suit and tie and punched a clock. People listened to my words. My words had weight.
What I like about Jerry is that he takes care of himself. He's the only person I know that orders dental floss in bulk. I know a lot of people don't think much of him, but I saw how hard he worked preparing for his swim around Ketchikan. He set a goal and actually achieved it. I was so proud. He inspired me to enter the Juneau 100K sled race. I've been doing my own training for the past 3 months. I'm ready for the challenge.
Cyberspace? Yeah, I've been to cyberspace. Let me tell you what you can do with your CYBERSPACE. You can take that browser and shove it up your ISDN, mister. I attribute my long flowing locks to Alaska, the drama quest, coming to a PC near you. maxgquest.com.
You might want to try taking a different route. Better luck next time. We're getting warmer. You're ice cold. Hey, you're back on the right track.